So let's go back to the production. Here we go. It's kind of about time, in my opinion. The MC is dropping down both of these forges. He's going to go ahead and probably chrono boost out 1-1. There we go. Get these both going. He needs to get these upgrades so that he can at least compete with the Terran army. I believe Terran's on one attack, just now starting on one armor, and Ghosts are on the way. This is going to be great for those EMPs. Going to soften up these Stalkers a lot. And, you know, actually I'd kind of like to see some nukes from Puma right now. He does have the advantage of being up on bases for the most part. This is going to drop and he's going to be able to start immediately. And he has less losses to cope with right now. So he does have the stronger army all clumped up together. Now this Archon will change it once these armies mix up together. I do believe MC does have the better overall unit composition, but we will have to watch out for these Ghosts. I don't believe there are any on the map quite yet. And look at this. Puma just jumping on every opportunity he can to soften up those Stalkers at all. Really wants to make sure that he tries to do as much damage as possible with those units that he has. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this factory. This will be used for additional scouting. I'd like to see him use it for barricades of his own, for force fields. He can use this just to get in the way of zealots. He can use this to make chokes of sorts, maybe drop it down in here if he'd like to. But right now, he'll probably just use it for scouting. He did want to make sure that there was no base down here, that he wasn't, you know, being taken through a loop by the Protoss player. Now he does need to be careful here. There are still sentries in this army, and if those sentries pull off cutting that army in half and giving these zealots and archons all they want, then Puma could be in a lot of trouble. So here we go. He's going to engage up this ramp. He needs to be careful. Those zealots and archons are just waiting for him. And it's going to come down a lot to EMPs. EMPs will be the game changer of sorts for Puma. And there we go. Wasting all of those sentries. Beautiful play. Now he does need to save a little bit of that energy for these High Templar. They don't have Storm yet. Puma feeling comfortable enough to engage right here. And there's the Storm. Oh my gosh. Not getting out of it at all. And just getting annihilated right there. I do not know what Puma's thinking right now. He just basically ate those Storms completely. And as much, I mean, he did kill the Archons, which is good, but he's about to lose all of these medvacs if he's not careful. Look at this, these Stalkers blinking forward. They want to take these medvacs out as much as possible. And I really feel like Puma is in a lot of trouble right now. He can't reinforce this army as quickly as MC can. He's now completely on the run. These Zealots are going to finish off these Marauders, and losing all but one of his medvacs is completely tragic for him. And right now, this army is looking terrifying. For 19 minutes in the game, this might not look that bad, but it's definitely something that our Terran player does not have the means to combat right now. Really, MC with this army is going to be able to just confine Puma in his base. He's even throwing down this forward pylon. This means that he is getting ready to do some kind of attack. And look at this, 3 Archons warping in right there. These are going to do a ton of damage to the Terran army with their splash damage, with their range, and just with their health. I mean, 360 health is nothing to scoff at this point in the game. And look at this, chrono boosting out 2-2 right now, and you know, he's got the means pretty soon. He'll probably drop down 3-3 just to give himself that much more of an edge. And there we go. He's getting ready to push right now. See if MC can't get some force fields out to trap this army, cut it in half. Puma getting sort of backed off into a corner, and the force field's only kind of doing what he wanted to, basically just getting in the way of those zealots, at least clumping him up a little bit if he had chose to do anything with those Archons. And losing some SCVs. He needs to keep these SCVs from going out. He's going to lose all these SCVs right now. And look at that. Those Archons just having a heyday with them. This Archon with 7 kills. This one with 2. And MC just bringing the hurt right now. A couple good EMPs by Puma, wiping out the energy of these sentries. And it does look like for now Puma will be able to keep MC from getting into his base. But at what cost? He had to lift this expansion up. MC is taking his 4th base, and this is looking bad for Puma. I really don't know much of what he can do right now. He needs to be able to not do sniping on the Zealots. With this recent nerf to snipe, the snipe is not that good against Zealots. Really, it's only good against psionic units like Queens and High Templar. And really, I think this is basically game. Puma showing us in games previous that he doesn't like to quit until he is completely out. But I think this is going to be about it for our Terran player. He can't reinforce fast enough. He's down 2 bases, basically. I am thankfully dropping these mules right here. But if we look at the income, 26 to 72. I mean, these mules will even it out a little bit for a while. But unless Puma does something miraculous, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. The Protoss player sitting on 2-2 upgrades, 3-3 well on its way. Terran player only on 2-1 and, sorry, just finished 2-2 is going to be very ill-equipped, especially with all of these Marines. These Marines are going to be very vulnerable to storms, the splash damage by those Archons. It's just going to be devastating. They already do 43 damage to those Marines. And look at this, just can't even necessarily afford to stop these Stalkers completely. He knows that if he runs out too far, these Zealots and Archons are just going to chew into pieces. But here we go, going to do a drop in the base. This is the exact thing that Puma needs to do. This is going to be his most cost-efficient way to do damage to the Protoss player. MC going to go ahead, though, and quickly warp in here. He's going to lose power to both of these gateways, which is a small victory for Puma. But these Zealots going to be able to hold off any direct damage until more are warped in. And here we go. Puma going to take that, MC going to take the opportunity there to go ahead and charge into Puma's base, getting off a decent storm on these Marines and Marauders, but not doing a ton. So here we go. I would say that definitely Puma is in a lot of trouble right now. He does need to continue drops. I would say do multi-pronged. You know, go for right here and right here. He can snipe these pylons relatively quickly with, you know, a set of Stim Marines and Marauders. And gonna go ahead and push up the middle. Feeling pretty confident right now. I think he really does not want to overextend right here. Kiting these Zealots fairly well. They're still getting some good shots off. These Ghosts getting that's just tragic to see him go down right there. And there is the GG. Puma realizing that his army is just not going to be able to handle it right now. Congratulations to MC taking this series from Puma. It was well fought by both of them. I think there are a lot of things that all of you guys can learn from these series. If you're looking to play aggressive Protoss, which I really think a lot of TOS need to work on. I think too many of them just wait for their mega ball to come up. This is how you do it. MC is the king of the early Protoss aggression. I think he does it best. So go ahead, guys, subscribe to my channel, watch these videos, share them with friends, give me feedback. I want to hear from you, and I'll talk to you guys at the next game.